This video was made, created by me ZS0020 Prime, leader of the Defenders and master of the Skybase. I am also known as ZS Prime, ZS0020 Prime, and Sylveon Prime, and nobody has any permission to use this video without my permission or authorization. This music was made, created by me ZS0020 Prime, leader of the Defenders and master of the Skybase. I am also known as ZS Prime, ZS0020 Prime, and Sylveon Prime. And nobody has any permission to use this music without my permission or authorization.
Good, I would say late night / early morning because it's almost midnight. And this video this is going to be kind of me talking about stuff and basically kind of my opinion on like AI in general and all that other stuff, because what I'm going to say may be a bit of a hot take, but it needs to be said because I've been noticing a very disturbing trend of basically people going after other people for just because they have AI in their videos, period. And as you guys have seen, I do have several YouTube videos that I made with AI pictures, and I straight up put it in the description that it's AI, and I even checked the little tab that you check when you upload the video that it has AI in it. So you'd have to be blind and completely stupid not to realize that those videos have AI in it. But the point of what I'm trying to say is this whole disturbing anti-AI bullshit crap that I've seen people do is getting fucking old at this point. Because here's the thing, if you don't like what somebody creates, that's your opinion. But don't go persecuting somebody just because they have AI in their videos. Like, AI itself isn't evil. It's how you fucking use it. It's a tool, just like every other tool, just like any other tool on your computer, just like every other tool out there. It's a tool. And a tool can be used for good, and it can also be used for evil. AI itself isn't evil. It's how you choose to fucking use it that matters. And for me, I use it for just to artistically express myself. That's a whole different situation. If you want to use AI to artistically express yourself, as long as you put it in the description that it's AI and stuff like that, and you inform people that it's AI, and you don't try to, pass it off as your own fucking work, then all the power to you. But then all the power to you, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with expressing yourself artistically through AI. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you put it in the proper category. Like, you straight up say, hey, this is AI picture, be warned, this is AI, this was made by AI, etc., etc. You basically properly inform the audience and properly inform and tell people. Because I believe also Facebook and other social media has this like section where you can put, like, if it's AI, you can straight up checkbox a box and inform everybody, like a little thing, a notification will pop up saying, hey, this was made by AI, or hey, this video contains AI stuff in it, so don't take it as reality. Because yes, there are some ignorant people out there who think just about everything they see on the internet is real, when that's not how it works. But the point I'm trying to make is AI itself isn't evil. It's how you use it and what you use it for. It's just like any other tool. And what irritates me is the type of people who want to persecute other people just because they have AI, period. Not because they're using AI for nefarious reasons. If you're using AI for nefarious reasons, that's a whole different fucking ball game. But if you're using AI to just artistically express yourself, ain't nothing fucking wrong with that. And as far as I know, that ain't fucking illegal either. As long as you're properly identifying your content, there is nothing wrong with it. And when I say properly identified, like, if you're using AI pictures in your video, just say, hey, this video has AI, etc., etc., and, mark it properly when you upload it, so that way you don't get in trouble with YouTube, of course, and other social media platforms, because nowadays you have to be very, very particular about these things because you have people out there who are, one, ignorant, and two, people out there who are so fucking anti-AI that they see any sort of AI in your video and they immediately try to persecute you. I think I had that happen once or twice in one of my AI videos, but I don't deal with that kind of craziness. I don't deal with those kinds of snowflakes. I simply block them. Well, on YouTube, you can only hide people, which effectively just stops them from commenting. It doesn't really block them. But that's basically my opinion on the AI. You know, I'm not an anti-AI guy because, as you can see, I have a YouTube, I mean, not YouTube, a Google Nest Hub right here, which is an AI assistant. I have like 3 of them. Actually, technically 4 actually 5, because there's one speaker over there, there's 2 Hub Maxes over here, a Hub Mini over there, and another Google speaker that I moved to the other room because the Facebook portal that I had there, basically they killed off Alexa on it, so I have to use Google because it helps me. Because, and this is the other thing about AI, AI can also be a helpful tool. I mean, I use it with all the time to help me like spell stuff because I can't fucking spell certain words for the love of me, and it helps me remember stuff like my appointments, etc., and all the other stuff. And on my phone, you know, it helps me, you know, like autocorrect, even though sometimes it can be hit or miss, but it actually sometimes helps, like, because when I type, I use a function where you, I believe it's called voice to text, where you speak to it and it types for you, and that function, I believe since I'm using the default Samsung keyboard, but it has like the Google thing, it uses Google as it, so it's probably using AI, and that actually kind of helps because AI is also a learning software. It learns as it goes, and it kind of helps me to formulate my words because sometimes the sentence may form up here, but it doesn't properly come out from here, if you know what I mean. And I don't use AI completely to write. I write things by myself. Like yes, I do have a Copilot on my computer, but I don't use it to. I don't allow it to help me write. I type things out myself. But I do kind of use it as suggestions, like maybe I should use this word instead of that, or maybe I should formulate it more better, because sometimes the way I speak, like sometimes something, the way I want it, the way it comes out here doesn't necessarily come out properly from my mouth, so I have to like formulate it in a way where it makes sense to me and it makes sense to the person who may be reading it. But so that's another example of AI. So the thing is, I use AI for, like, you know, task scheduling, and appointment scheduling. Like, I use Google Calendars along with these stuff for reminders and stuff, because I only have one brain, which is partially functioning half the time. So I can't remember every mother freaking thing. So I have to, of course, use my AI assistant to help me. And there are some people out there who would even persecute you for using that, which is absolutely ridiculous. And that's the trend that is disturbing me, is the people who persecute other people just because they have any sort of AI whatsoever. And that kind of nonsense is ridiculous. The thing is, AI is everywhere, and trying to you know, attack other people for using AI is ridiculous, because it's not using AI, it's how you use it. It's a tool, just like every other fucking tool out there. And it's not illegal to have that tool in your possession. Be quiet, Google. Nobody asked your opinion.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Shut up! As you can see, sometimes it can be a bit hit or miss, but that's because I probably said the magic word. But it's a tool. Like, for example, I can ask my Google thing. Like, for example, if I have a question about something, a word that I may see that I don't know about, or a phrase that I don't know about, or general question about like my cat, like what's safe for my cat to eat and what isn't. I mean, AI has its place in the world. I mean, if you don't want to use it, that's entirely up to you. If you want to be anti AI and you don't want to use any sort of AI, but what makes the difference between normal people and the crazy loonies is the crazy loonies will persecute you for using any. Heck, the crazy loonies will probably try to freaking hang me from a freaking tree just because I have a Google system in my house. Those are the types of crazy people that I don't want around me, and I'm gonna make it very short and very simple, and I'm gonna try to phrase this the best way I can. If you're anti AI and you're gonna go all ballistic on me just because I use any sort of AI, your let's just say I don't mind criticism. As I said before, I don't care about criticism, you know. But if you're gonna go anti AI and be all nutty and crazy, you will be just simply hidden from the channel because I ain't got the patience right now because I'm still healing from my surgery, nor do I got the time for crazy snowflake idiots who wanna say that all forms of AI is bad when that is not exactly true. AI is just like it's like a onion. It's like a layer. It has layers, and also it's a tool. It's a tool that can be used for good and it can be used for evil, and it's not about having the tool. It's how you use the fucking tool. If you use the tool for bad stuff, then that's a whole different. Then yeah, that's bad. That's a whole different kettle of fish, and you should be called out for it. But if you're just using it to artistically express yourself, then that's a whole different. Like for example, making AI images. As long as like put it in the like if you post an AI image, as long as you put it in the description or somewhere and inform people like, hey, this is AI and you're being honest about it, and the way I see it is you're not doing anything wrong if you're artistically expressing yourself with AI, because I've done it before in my videos. Those videos are still public. You can actually look at them, and I straight up in the title put it my AI art pictures because they were made by AI. And you can and I've put it in the description of those videos, and I've also put it in the little tab thing that's supposed to come out, because when you upload a video, there's a section that asks you, "Hey, is there AI in it?" And if you answer yes, it'll put like a little information saying, "Hey, warning, this video was made by AI," for those particular people who can't tell the difference. And also nowadays with some AI programs, it's actually kind of hard to tell the difference between a real picture and an AI picture. But still, I digressed. AI, I digressed. So to boil everything down, I'm not anti-AI, and I'm not one of those people who are gonna go ballistic over freaking AI, because the thing is, I've used AI myself in those AI art pictures that I've posted. So my general opinion about AI is it's not evil itself. It's a tool. And it's not about having the tool, it's how you use the dang tool. Just like any other tool, a hammer can also be used, just like a hammer can also be used for evil things. It's not a crime to have the tool. What matters is how you use the tool. And that's the thing with AI. That's what matters, is not having it, is how you use the AI. Because the AI is just a learning program at the end of the day. And what matters is how you use it. And those ignorant people who are, and let me tell you a little something, if you have those ignorant people in your life who are putting you down just because you have AI or you like to use AI, those are the types of ignorant people that, let's just say, arguing with them is pointless because they're just gonna argue just for the sake of arguing. And I'm talking about the types of people who think everything AI is bad, and you're scum of the earth for using AI. Like, I'm telling you, there's probably people out there who think I'm scum of the earth just for those videos that I've made, and just for having a Google AI assistant in my apartment, which I use every day. I mean, shoot. Yeah, it's just something I've been noticing is this whole trend that I'm not saying everybody does this, but I've seen like a good majority of people who literally try to attack other people and literally try to make. I- I've even seen it in communities nowadays where people were like, "Oh, if you have any sort of AI, you're not allowed to join my fucking community." And I'm like, okay, I don't want to fucking join your community because you sound like a fucking crazy nut job who will persecute somebody just because they have AI art in their freaking profile. I mean, the way I see it is, yeah, there's a lot of fake profiles out there and shit like that, but the thing is, before passing judgment upon somebody, at least have the decency to get to know the damn person. Don't be like, oh, you have AI, so you're evil, so you're this and you're that. No, I'm not gonna deal with that. And those kinds of groups, I don't even bother to join because the thing is, if you want to express yourself artistically through AI, I have no problem to that. And if you were the type of person who's gonna get bent out of shape over somebody artistically expressing themselves with AI, then you're the type of crazy that I don't want around me. Because that's just insanity. That's just coming up with an excuse to persecute somebody for no bloody reason. And I'm not for that shit. And I'm going to straight up say it like that. If you're the type of person who's going to go after somebody just because their picture is freaking AI art, which there's really nothing wrong with that, because as long as you're being honest about it, all the power to you. And if you're artistically expressing yourself with AI, there is nothing wrong with that. And yes, in certain cases AI is bad, like the whole thing that YouTube does where they basically decide the fate of your video through AI. Okay, that's bad AI. You shouldn't rely on it to make all of your decisions, because these AI models are not as perfect as they would like you to believe. AI can make mistakes and has. I mean, those AI pictures that I posted, it took me a while. I had to do several redos because I ended up with, like, this one picture ended up being a complete and total monstrosity because the AI decided to goof. And that's the other thing, I'm not, and that's the other thing. It's a tool, but it's not something that should be relied upon. Don't rely on AI, because AI, it's good, but it's not 100% accurate. I mean, even Google itself gets shit wrong sometimes. So that's another thing, don't like heavily rely on it. Like, if you have like an important question, like an actual medical question, then contact your doctor or something like that. Or if you have like a very important questions, like something to like if you have like a medical question, or if you have like a something like something to do like with the law or something like that, or if you're basically if you're seriously concerned about something, it's best to seek the proper profession for that particular. Like, for example, if you're looking for a plumber, uh, it's best to actually find a professional plumber and not try to ask Google AI how to fix your pipes or something like that. Because if you do something wrong, you may end up with a flooded house or worse. And that's the other thing, I'm not saying AI is 100% perfect, but what I'm saying is it's a tool, and it's not about having the tool; it's how you use the tool. And if you're using it to just artistically express yourself, I don't see any bloody thing wrong with that. I've done that myself multiple times in the past, and there's nothing wrong as long as you're being honest about it, and as long as you're not trying to, claim that the work was made by you or some sort of bullshit like that. But if you're straight up, just trying to artistically express yourself and just show other people, hey, look what I made through AI, there ain't nothing wrong with that. And that's kind of the TDLR of the video and the opinion or point I'm trying to make here is, me personally, I'm not against AI. I use AI assistant myself for because I can't remember every bloody thing, and I've used AI art myself before in the past. I mean, sure, those videos don't do that well, but I really don't care about people's opinion about me. I've stopped caring about people's opinion about me ages. The only reason I'm making this video is is just to kind of speak about it, because I don't think I've ever talked about something like this before on my channel, or maybe I have. I don't remember. But also to kind of just get my opinion out there, and yes, this is just my opinion. Feel free to agree with it, feel free to disagree with it, ladies and gentlemen, that's up to you, but please, for the love of God, no bullshit drama in the comments, because I am in no mood for it. But it's been something that I've been noticing, is the disturbing trend of people persecuting other people for AI, and that's not okay. Don't persecute other people just because they use AI. Don't do that shit. If they're using it for nefarious purposes, or if they're using it for nefarious purposes, that's a whole different situation. But if they're just trying to honestly just artistically express themselves, and they're not trying to actively harm anybody, then just, if you don't like the content, fucking move on. There's absolutely no need to be nasty towards other people, and there's no need to persecute other people just because you don't like AI. And I'm gonna straight up say right now, this may be a hot take, but I'm gonna straight up right now say that I'm being extremely selective of what groups I join in, because if you're the type of person who's gonna be like, oh, if you have any sort of AI, you're scum of the earth. I'm not gonna deal with that kind of craziness, because this anti-AI garbage needs to stop, because it's getting old at this point, and at this point, to me, it just seems like very pitiful excuse to try to persecute somebody else just because that person decides to artistically express themselves. If they're using, well, all I'm saying, people, is be respectful. If you don't like something, move on. Nobody's forcing you to watch the content. Nobody's forcing you to watch the video. You don't like it, move on. No need to be nasty towards the people who do that, towards the people who use AI, and no need to persecute them and go ballistic gaga crazy, because that's what I've been seeing is, you even have community leaders who are like, no AI whatsoever, we're anti-AI. I'm not gonna deal with that shit. I'm gonna say, you know what, fuck you. I have my own groups. This is why I created my own groups, because I got sick and tired of people creating ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous, arbitrary rules just to have an excuse to exclude people. And I'm like, excluding somebody just because they happen to like AI is the most pathetic excuse. It's incomprehensible to me. Just excluding somebody just because they happen to like AI is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. It's like excluding somebody just because they happen to like a certain like TV show or genre that you don't like. It's like, just because you don't like something that the person happens to like doesn't give you the right to purposefully discriminate against that person just because they happen to like AI or just because they happen to like something you don't, you know? And for me, I don't deal with people like that, because if you're gonna get that badly bent out of shape over AI, if you're gonna get that badly bent out of shape, then I don't need your group. Because quite frankly, I rather have groups of my own with people who actually like me for who I am, and people who are not gonna, discriminate or persecute me just because I happen to fucking like AI art. That's the most ridiculous reason to go after somebody in the history of ridiculous reasons, you know? Going after somebody just because they happen to like AI art is ridiculous. It's just a pathetic excuse to try to attack somebody, in my opinion. You can have your opinions, but having an opinion and straight up attacking somebody, there's a big old line between that. There's a line between attacking somebody and having an opinion. Opinions, I don't mind. It's when you start attacking, that's where it becomes a problem. When you start attacking, you start pulling the whole snowflake bullshit. Oh, you like AI, so you're scum of the earth. Yeah, I don't deal with shit like that, because, quite frankly, life is too fucking short. And nowadays, I ain't gotten, and since I'm still kind of recovering from my surgery, I'm doing a lot better. Especially the worst was when I got, like, shortly after when I came home, I got freaking sick. I'm still kind of still sniffling at. Yeah, a tiny bit, and still spitting out pockets of phlegm. But more or less, I'm kind of over my cold, but I'm still. Yeah. I'm still recovering from the surgery, so it's. So, yeah, my fuse is going to be kind of short because I'm dealing with all of that, but even before the surgery, I've been meaning to probably make a video like this for quite a while, because this kind of thing has been on my mind for quite some time. And of course, all the statements that I'm making here are just my opinions. As I've said, feel free to agree, feel free to disagree. But my opinion about AI is it's not necessarily evil. It's a tool. And having a tool doesn't make you a bad person. Liking AI art or doing AI art does not make you a bad person. As long as, of course, you are honest about it, and, properly say, like, hey, this is AI art, etc., etc. If you're being honest about it and you're just artistically expressing yourself, all the power to you. Now, if you're using AI for nefarious reasons, that's a whole different ball game. That's bad. That's a whole different situation. But if you're using AI just to simply artistically express yourself, the way I see it is there's nothing wrong with that, and you shouldn't be you shouldn't be persecuted for that or attacked. And yes, in the past I've had several individuals, I would call them, who would do that kind of nonsense and try to be like, oh, you like AI, so you're scum of the earth, so you're the spawn of freaking Satan, yeah. All that BS-atry. And those people, I don't even bother arguing with those people, because those are the type of people that you can't argue with, because no matter what you say, they're just gonna, they're basically already convinced that you're evil and whatnot. Those kinds of people are just pointless to argue with. I simply block and move on, or on YouTube, hide and move on, since you can't really block people on YouTube, which is absurd. There should be a way to block people, especially if people are being really nasty. But anywho, this video is probably already long as it is. This is just my pretty much just opinion about AI. Feel free to agree with it, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to disagree with it. Up to you. That's what the comment section is for. But of course, be respectful, because any inappropriate comments I will delete, because I'm in no mood to deal with BS. So anywho, ladies and gentlemen, that's my opinion about AI. Feel free to agree with it. Feel free to disagree with it. I'm going to conclude my video for now. And also, to touch even more about... Hold on, before I conclude my video, I just remembered something. As I was saying, I'm not gonna join any groups that are gonna be anti-AI, because I am tired of that nonsense, and I am tired of the arbitrary rules, aka weak ass excuses just to prevent people from joining. I mean, what's the point of creating a community if you're not gonna be open-minded? That's the way I see it. Having a community means you're open-minded. And yes, of course, having certain rules is a necessity, especially the whole no politics rule. That rule makes sense. I have that rule in my communities for multiple reasons, because it's just a subject that ends up creating a bunch of arguments, and I don't want to deal with that, and that's a legitimate rule to have. And of course, other rules that protect people from bad things, etc., etc. But the whole anti-AI crap, give me a break. That's just a lame excuse to gatekeep people, and quite frankly, I'm not dealing with that shit. And that's part of the reason why I have my own groups, because I just got tired of people setting up ridiculous arbitrary rule. Like last year, it was I forgot what it was last year, before this whole AI thing started happening. It was like people making up lame excuses like, "Oh, you can't be in my group because you happen to like this instead of that." Yeah. And now you have people, "Oh, you can't be in my group because you like AI art, and I have a freaking bee up my butt over AI art." Nah, I'm not gonna deal with people like that, because nah. And that's the whole, because the way I see it, creating a group, the point of having a group is to be open-minded. And saying everything AI is evil is it's completely closed-minded and just a ridiculous thing. But that's basically my opinion on the situation, and that's basically why what I've been doing, because I avoid certain groups that do that, because having that kind of ridiculous arbitrary rule, to me, it's just an excuse to discriminate against people or gatekeep people from joining. And I'm like, what's the point of having a group if, especially a group where people post like cute pictures, if you're gonna be all anal about it when people post an AI picture, when they're just trying to artistically express themselves? I mean, if you're going to be that anal about it, then what's the point of me joining your group, That's the way I see it. But anywho, that's just my opinion about the subject. To reiterate, my opinion about AI is this. AI itself isn't bad, it's how you use it. It's a tool. Just like any tool, it can be used for good, it can be used for evil. And what matters is what you choose to use it for. Because at the end of the day, AI doesn't just magically activate itself. AI does what you, the user, tell it to do. And if you tell it to do bad things, then of course, that's bad. But if you tell it to just simply create a beautiful piece of art, there's nothing wrong with that. And you want to post the art because it looks beautiful, because some of the stuff that I've seen AI do does look beautiful, and if you want to share that beauty with other people, ain't nothing wrong with that. But anywho, that's my opinion. AI isn't evil, it's how you use it. That's what matters. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to conclude this video for now. If you guys like it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on my next video, whenever it is and whatever it is. Have a good day and night, everybody. Bye.